Hello, my name is Mark Buckman. I'm a member of the Ci3T research team. This video is going to give you a quick tutorial and overview for how to access enhancing Ci3T modules. To access these modules, you can go to ci3t.org and click on the Enhancing Ci3T Modules tab that shows up on the top of the page. You can also just go directly to ci3t.org/enhance. Once on this page, you'll find a trove of resources that include those Enhancing Ci3T modules. We have sets of modules that are designed for Ci3T leadership team members, for school and district leaders that are installing and implementing behavior screening at your school. And we've got great modules for any implementing faculty and staff who'd like to learn more about how to bolster their Tier 1 implementation efforts, how to use teacher-delivered low-intensity strategies, which are great techniques for increasing student engagement and decreasing disruptive behavior. We've got modules on how to implement various Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions that run the gamut between academic, behavioral, and social and emotional-based interventions. And then at the bottom, we've got a whole set of modules that are good for foundational Ci3T knowledge, things like learning how to use your school's universal reinforcement system or what consequences look like in a Ci3T model. Now, to access any of these modules, you're going to need to register to access them. And you can find the registration link at the top of the page. This little banner that's up here has a link. And if you click that link, it's going to run you through the registration process, which I can model for you in just a minute. It's good to know that if you've accessed these modules before, you're going to need to re-register for this year because the registration did reset in June of 2024. So if it's your first time this year accessing any of these modules, go ahead and view this informational letter and register your email. So it's going to ask you to put in your email address. I'll put in a test email just for modeling purposes. And then when I pass that email address through, it's going to say it looks like it's your first time here. It's going to show you a brief informational letter. You can click the link at the top to download it, or you can just read it in your browser. And that's going to give you some information about the research that's being done with these modules and some of the data that come off of those modules. There's also a question at the bottom that asks if you'd like to participate in focus groups and interviews that we'll do to learn more about how people are using these materials. There's also a brief demographic form, which we'd really appreciate you filling out. And it's important to know that it's going to ask for your email address 2 additional times. The reason for that is that that email address will act as the key that lets you go through to the modules. So if there happens to be a typo or any inconsistencies the first time it goes in, this provides us a validation check just to make sure that that address is recorded in our system, and that way you'll be able to access the modules. So that's why it asks you twice. And once you get through that demographic form, it's going to give you a quick note that says to probably wait about 5 minutes before trying to access a module. What's happening here is that that email address that you submitted to the system is being logged and recorded in a list that's going to give you access to the modules, but sometimes it takes a few minutes before that's going to be fully logged into that list. And so now that I'm registered, I'll wait about 5 minutes, and now I can return to the Enhancing Ci3T page. I can find any module that I'd like to access, click that card, put the email address in that I registered earlier, and it's going to pass me through to that module. Once here, I can explore everything that comes with each of the modules. We love this table of contents page that kind of gives you an overview of some of the resources, videos, and activities that are there. There's a full set of text explanations of the content, and there's also an interactive resource that you can access that gives you all the same information as a multimedia experience. So we hope that tutorial was helpful. We'd really encourage you to access any of those modules that are interesting to you, and we'd love to hear from you about your experiences with those modules. So we hope you have a great school year, and feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or need any tech support with this process. My email address is up on the screen right now. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.